Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Just Coded with Sarthak. So today we have a very special guest on our channel, Prashant. He has done his technical product management at Microsoft. He has experiences at Lifion where he has done his technical product management, and also he has been doing his engineering at University of Waterloo. So he will be coming with all these experiences, what are his learnings, what are the different ways what he used to get that experience at Microsoft, how does working at different countries has been for him. So working at Canada, working at New York office, exploring different paths, and finally coming back to India. So he will be sharing all these experience. Stay tuned for the video. Before starting with the video, let's thank the supporter of this channel, Newton School. So guys, what is Newton School? Newton School एक edtech startup है जहाँ पे you can learn more about different technologies out there. They will help you get job offer from these top tech companies, and उनका एक बहुत ही अच्छा प्रोग्राम है जहाँ पे आपको ₹1 भी पे नहीं करना है जब तक आपके इन कंपनीज में जॉब नहीं लग जाता. They have very good offerings with this course, live classes, industrial projects, mock interviews, and personal mentoring. I will put the link in the description, and I suggest you all to check this out and explore their courses. So yeah, hello everyone. We have an amazing guest with us today for the video. So Prashant Bagga, he has done his product management from Microsoft. He has done a very good job at multiple places. He has his own podcast, and he's also working on something new, Moonshot House. We will be learning a lot about it in the next part of this video, and let's move towards Prashant and get to know more about him, how he has transitioned his life, and what was that one thing that made him move to product management. So Prashant.
Yeah, definitely. Especially for product management, I think my entire experience was super unintentional.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm an international student. I went to Waterloo to study nanotechnology engineering. And the reason I chose Waterloo was because they had 6 internships. And I really wanted that. I really wanted to start working before I graduate. I just wanted to gain all that experience. So my first 2 internships were like, number 1 was an R&D. Number 2, I thought that, hey, I love design. Why not try design? So I went into web development. And then what happened was one day I was just scrolling through Facebook, and it said that, okay, Microsoft is hosting a hackathon on campus, and the winner is going to get an opportunity to interview for an internship. And that's when I got excited. I was like, all right, let's do this. So for the next 1 month, I brought together a team. We built a chatbot. We won the hackathon. I got the interview, and that's how I landed a PM internship at Microsoft. So that was pretty unintentional. I had no plans with regards to it. But yeah, like the more I got to just learn more about the title itself, like, okay, what is product management? Because I don't see many product manager interns. I don't have any context. The more excited I got. And it's a super interesting space to be in.
Right. So basically, like one hackathon can change the person, like how you can get a lot of information about it. So hackathons are exciting. Like any other hackathon experience that you had prior to this product management internship, or like you directly moved towards the interview part of it, like how was that?
Yeah, right before this hackathon, there was another hackathon which was also hosted by Microsoft. It was a very big conference, and Microsoft was hosting not a hackathon, but like a mini competition within that big conference. So there was, it was all about machine learning. So I think they provided us with some data that, okay, this is the data of, let's say, an airport of Heathrow in London, and you have to do some machine learning over there. And the person who gets, let's say, the highest accuracy, they will get a Surface laptop. And I'm like, I want that. And for the next like 4 to 5 months, I was like, really going out and just learning machine learning. I was taking a bunch of online courses. We know there are a bunch of online courses for machine learning from MIT, from Harvard. There's one on Coursera, the famous one from Andrew NG. So yeah, like I took all of them. I prepared, I went in, but then I think I stood 4th, and I was so sad that I missed the opportunity to win a free laptop. So yeah, like right after that, I got some, but yeah, because of this hackathon, I had some really good understanding of what the Microsoft Azure platform is. And that really helped me for this next hackathon where I actually won. So yeah.
everything is a disguise in learning in disguise. And yeah, you can
Exactly.
get a lot of things. You have to do your own research for 4 or 5 months. It involves a lot of learning. With learning, what was your experience with Waterloo? What was the best part out of it? I know you got you were attracted by those 6 internships, but how was that whole Waterloo experience, and what are the best things that you remember?
The best things that I remember, like, I feel internship is the only thing that I went in to Waterloo,
Hmm.
because I'm not a big party person that I would
Okay.
go out and, like, go to parties and stuff.
Hmm.
So not into that stuff. But yeah, in general, I saw myself working at a big company. I saw
Hmm.
myself working in a big city, and
Right.
Waterloo gave me both of them. So I got into Microsoft, beautiful experience. I got to work on some big projects, and then my last two internships were at in New York City.
Hmm.
That was, however, cut short because of COVID, but still, those 3 months that I was in New York City, I absolutely loved it. And there are still so many times when I look at, let's say, a movie or a series that is shot in New York,
Hmm.
it would make me cry. It would make me
Right.
cry because I I can imagine. I was in that place. I was clicking pictures every single, like, I would just walk around the entire Manhattan island, and, like, I just
Yeah.
clicked so many pictures. I love it. I miss that place.
Yeah, I know that Prashant is a photographer, and this all brings that nostalgia about all those things, all those enjoyable moments. I personally also like from my college, it was the best experience that I was able to do 1.5 year internship during my college days, and I think I'm very great for that. Like it's rare you see people doing internship for so long in college days, and that's great. So how was that, if you have to focus about the product management part of Microsoft, how was that experience? How did that look like?
Definitely. So I here's the thing. Because I got my internship by winning a hackathon, I had some liberty in terms of what project I could choose. So I remember,
Oh,
like,
crazy.
after finishing my first project,
Hmm.
I, there was a day when I was in the shower, and shower is a place where you get all the best ideas. And that's when I
Yeah,
was
right.
like, okay, the next project, I want to work with someone who I actually admire.
Hmm.
So what happened was, like, I thought that, okay, who's the person I admire? And the person who I admired was the Surface lead, the laptop division.
Okay.
And the next day, I just emailed him. I went to the office and I started emailing him that, hey, is there a project that you really want to execute, or you want to, like, execute, but you don't have enough time? I can help
Hmm.
you with it. And this was the very short and sweet email that I sent him. And I believe in next 2 days or something like that, he actually responded and he was like, Prashant, let's talk. Let's set up a meeting.
Yeah.
And in this meeting, he mentioned to me that, Prashant, this is a $25 million problem that I'm trying to solve.
Okay.
And that just started the entire roller coaster ride of experience, because I just had 3 more months to go. And I was
Hmm.
like, in these 3 months, I want to do anything and everything that I could do, like, put this project into the finish line. So yeah, it was a great experience.
Yeah. So basically, started with the email and the enormous amount that provided as a responsibility on your shoulders, and then right bang, like working on that project that you have been dreaming for is the best thing, right? You can get for, if you're dreaming for some company, if you're dreaming for some project, if you're dreaming for that perfect designation, like that perfect job opportunity, right? That's the great part of it. So I'm great, I'm filled with happiness that you got to work on Surface. I really love what Surface has been doing. People around me have been
Oh,
using Surface for a long time, right? It's crazy.
yeah.
And they have been doing advancement day in day out. I think a couple of days ago they have even launched Surface Duo, their foldable series. So
Duo
yeah,
2. Yeah.
yeah. So basically, too great, man, too great. So how was that experience? Like, oh, any other details that you can share about that? How was the work culture at Microsoft? What was the best thing? I would say, like area where you worked at. What was the best thing about the managers, the culture, or the learnings part of it, right?
Yeah, obviously, Microsoft, beautiful people, amazing people. They really have this thing in their, let's say, like, I believe every manager has this thing where they have to really make sure that the people that they are working with, they want to contribute to their success more
Correct.
rather than, like, just focusing on themselves. And this is a feedback that I got from my manager, because as someone who just hustles hard to get into these big company, they are very single-minded. They are very driven to just focus on themselves and their success. But yeah, Microsoft was the time when I realized that, okay, now everything that I did just for myself was good. But now that I'm in a company, now that I'm working with a great team, I have to now focus on the entire team because I alone cannot do anything. So yeah, this was the time when I learned that, okay, focus on other success as well, like help people around yourself. If you know something, go out and help them. So this is something I did. I believe I'm in general really good with, like, just products in general, because we are a product manager. Like, I just like to keep a tab on what are the new products out there, what can I learn, if there's anything that will help me become more productive. So then, like, I remember, like, there were a lot of my intern friends were doing a bunch of things that were very, very repetitive and very, very ineffective. So I just went into this mode where I'm like, okay, let me help you guys on board on this new tool and like, help you make your process more productive. So that's just one thing, like, yeah, focusing more on the team. Other than that, yeah, there are really cool events that Microsoft hosted. Like, there were big, big conferences that Microsoft hosted, and we got to go over there. I got to meet with the president of Microsoft Canada. I got to meet with so many people who are, like, big executives in Redmond with the headquarters. I remember, so Xbox is also part of Microsoft. And Xbox launched Forza Horizon 4. I'm not a big gamer. I have no idea what this is, but yeah, it's basically a car race game. So Xbox was launching this new Forza Horizon 4. So what they did was, in the parking lot, they brought two Lamborghinis, and in the back of Lamborghini, in the trunk, no, do we say trunk? But yeah, like, whatever, in the back of Lamborghini, they put like two big LCD TVs, and that's where you get to play Forza Horizon.
It's crazy, man.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, they did some really cool stuff. And also I got like a really good gym down there. Oh man, I miss the food over there. I still miss. There was this one dish. What was it called? Something chicken, like jerk chicken. Yeah, it was beautiful. There's jerk chicken, and there's a bread that comes with it. I miss that bread. So yeah, Microsoft, like, whenever I think of Microsoft, there are so many things that come to my mind. I still remember, like, I did so much work just to make sure that I live very close to my office, because I didn't want to waste my time in commuting, and I hate commute. But yeah, even with all the commute I had, I started, like, using audiobooks, started listening to a lot of books, and that's when we started a book club at Microsoft. So overall, like, it's really fun stuff. I also remember, I'm just mentioning a lot of random things, but let me give you real things rather than just going very superficial that, okay, a good culture and good food and stuff like that.
No, that's great. Like, I'm loving all these details, and like, it's like I'm also enjoying the side by you. So yeah, please go in depth as much as possible. I would love to hear that.
Yeah, so I also remember there was one person who actually booked a lunch and learn session with all the interns. So basically what happened was, he brought every single intern in a room, and he was a software engineer who turned into a salesperson. And he basically says this to everyone in a very subtle way, that, hey, sales is where you make all the money. So that was super fun. Like, that was very enlightening, that to understand that, okay, how much potential do you have to earn if you are just in the sales role. So that was pretty interesting. Also, so how I got into Microsoft was through a hackathon. And that was the first time that Microsoft was hosting their own hackathon. Because usually big companies, what they do is they just sponsor other hackathons. So students in the universities, they do all the work. They just get these big sponsors, and that's how the events run. But Microsoft wanted to dive in, like, go in and penetrate into these universities and do their own workshops and hackathons. So my entire intern team, I believe we were around 7 to 8 people. We all now had the opportunity to take this one hackathon nationwide. So literally every person in my team, every person led like 2 to 3 universities, and they went out and did amazing workshops, amazing hackathons. So that was a really fun experience. We traveled together to a new city. We were organizing all these hackathons. We went out with, like, those HoloLens, like we gave people HoloLens demo. I'm guessing you know HoloLens, right?
No, I don't know.
AR headset. It's an AR headset by Microsoft. So it's not been put out in the public it because Microsoft believes that they first want to find a really good use case in the industry and then maybe bring it down to the public or to the end consumers. So it's a good strategy to make sure that people don't cancel this new technology. They wait to understand that, okay, it actually is an utility rather than just a fun thing to play games with. So yeah, like we walked around with HoloLens, gave people demos with HoloLens. There's a really cool game that I love playing it. So yeah, this is in general all the things that happen at Microsoft. I'm definitely forgetting a bunch of other things as well. But yeah, this is what I remember
think
off the top of my head.
A lot of there are a lot of events and you cannot remember all of them. But yeah, what I get a sense of it, there was a big brother feeling that everyone is getting, and you also imparted like that. You, for every new joinee, you were like a big brother. Everyone was very humble, very considerate about you. There have been chances that you got the best kind of office experience with the food, with the sitting area, with the managers. Yeah, that's great to hear. And the launch experiences, yeah, that's the first time I'm hearing. Even getting that Lamborghinis and playing on that console and watching that experience, it has been something, yeah. So so great to learn that. I also heard that you mentioned that you started a book club. What was that like? How was that experience? What's the name of the book club? And so yeah.
Oh man, that book club was not something big. It's just that, like, so what I love, this is something I just mentioned to one of my friends at Microsoft on the first day. She's a really nice person. She's like very open, very outgoing. Like anybody would go and talk to her. She's very friendly. So one day I'm just sitting with her and I'm like, hey, after 8 months when I leave this place, I'm gonna sit down and have lunch with every single person that's in Microsoft. Like this is just a random thing I said to her.
Yeah.
So, and because I said to her now, I had to keep myself accountable. So I tried just like, setting up calls or setting up like, these lunch meetings with every single person that I possibly could. So this is when I met like one person who is basically, she basically did neuroscience she got into Microsoft as a salesperson, and then she was leaving Microsoft to do neuroscience major at University of Toronto, which is again a big thing. So I was really curious to just learn from her because neuroscience was something that I was super interested at that time, even right now. And I just wanted to share all the knowledge with, like, share and talk and like do all this stuff with her. So yeah, it was like, when I say book club, it's basically like, literally us reading cool stuff, sitting down for lunch, and spitting it out, like sharing with all three of us. So it was just three people, and we were doing this thing like almost like, twice a week, once a week sometimes. So it was super fun. I believe like, as you grow older, you don't make friends easily. It's really hard to make friends. It's very hard to find common interests. So this is when just pushing yourself to go out, talk to people, and then maybe bringing out a common activity through which you can keep in touch is a great way to like just build connection or build relationship. Podcast is a great way for me to do that because this is a way how I can not only keep in touch with my friends, but also reach out to people who I want to talk to who I have never met, total strangers. So yeah, I'm always looking for these common activities now.
Yeah, I agree. Like you have to find those activities that you can build good camaraderie with your peers, your colleagues. You need something to talk about outside the office hours, office work, right? Like that's the best thing. And I think book club could be that one way that you can build that bond, build a bond that that can stand out, that can be stronger than the office itself. So any day if you're landing at different companies and different positions, you are up for a good chat, right? So you get good people, and that is something that that's interesting that I heard is that people come with a different kind of position, different roles, and then end up moving to a different thing. So a software engineer moving to a salesperson, it's super rare to hear that, right? And even praising sales as a core objective and to pursue your career in sales is something that I have never heard so common. At least in India, it doesn't work that way. And people who is coming from a sales side, going for neuroscience, it's super crazy. I think you get that a lot of good people coming with different background, different interests, and doing such crazy stuff at Microsoft. Like that's the feeling that you get, right? I'm sure you must have any like more amazing stories of Microsoft. What some random conference, or it could be something like a random lunch where you did some fun activity. Any activity would you specifically remember of, or any prank you did, or any other activity that you did at Microsoft that's still to that one of the finest activity that you. Mhm.
Oh, when you said prank, I'm like, okay, prank.
Yeah.
Did I do any prank? Uh, hmm, I don't know. One cool thing that I remember is like, I emailed while I was just reaching out to people, I
Mhm.
emailed I don't know. So basically, I believe she was the head of finance,
Okay.
or basically the VP of finance of Microsoft Canada. And she agreed to sit down with me for 30 minutes and talk. So that was a cool
That's awesome.
experience.
Yeah.
That was cool. I still remember, uh, when I was coming out of that meeting, I was 19 years old and
Mhm.
sitting with the head of finance of Microsoft Canada.
Mhm.
So, yeah, when I was coming out and coming to my desk, uh, all my friends or all my intern friends are basically, Prashant, look at you. Why are you smiling so much? And stuff like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was one thing. Another thing, in general, like we had the gym downstairs,
Mhm.
and this was the first time when I sort of became regular with gym.
Mhm.
So yeah, every time, the entire intern space was super loud, I would say. Like
Okay.
we were super loud and everybody could hear what we were talking about.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, like sometimes we would be just doing push-ups in between those cubicles, and everybody's
Oh,
looking at us that, hey, what are these guys
insane.
doing? So
Yeah.
like, yeah, very
Yeah.
random stuff.
Okay. Okay. That's something crazy. Yeah. I think you yeah, people get that intimidation from senior folks, but I feel that from these organizations the senior folks are very friendly, they are very welcoming, and they're humble by nature. If you make one step ahead, they will be there to push themselves two steps ahead to meet you at that common line. They will be ready to meet with you, talk to you about things, and they're generally very good. And I believe that has been the experience with you with the VP, right? So that's crazy. But how about was the next, what brings the next stage of life? Like where did you went from Microsoft? How was that experience, that learning that you gained from Microsoft and led the path?
Definitely. So Microsoft was the place where I figured that, okay, product manager, something I landed unintentionally, something that I really want to pursue now. So I
Hmm.
started just reaching out to every single company, every single person who I could. Uh, and somewhere I had something in the back of my mind that, okay, I'm an international student. I'm paying a lot in fees, and my goal is to pay my own fees in fourth year. And
Hmm.
how I can do that is by working in US,
Right.
because this is a fact that US basically pays you double. In my
Mhm.
case, the next internship that I got paid me triple the amount that Microsoft paid me. So there were a lot of factors
Wonderful.
behind it, but yeah,
Hmm.
but in general, my goal was simple that, hey, there are two things. Number one, work in US because I want to pay back my fourth year fees.
Hmm.
And number two is that get a technical product manager role, because now I want a lot of experience working alongside software engineers,
Hmm.
understanding this entire agile process, and
Hmm.
basically trying to learn more about product management in a
Hmm.
highly, what do we say, in a fast-paced software environment, basically.
Right.
So that was the goal, and through Lifion I got it. Lifion was in New York City. First
Hmm.
3 days when I landed in New York, I was just walking and walking and walking. I was just like, I want to look at every single street that's over
Yeah.
here. And I just love that place. I just love that place. At one point, I totally forgot that I'm lonely. I know nobody in this city.
Hmm.
So that was crazy. Like, I
Right.
was so awestruck with what I was seeing that I totally forgot that I'm all alone over here. I need to go and make friends.
Hmm.
So yeah, it was pretty fun. And also, I believe my team, they were amazing people.
Hmm.
My manager was the best person I would have ever worked for. uh, in my team I had three Indians and they were mostly Gujaratis, so
Okay.
we had so much fun together.
Hmm.
uh, it was a bunch of fun people, really fun people.
Yeah.
I definitely learned a lot. I definitely learned a lot. And also, when COVID happened, I got the opportunity to take on a big project and
Hmm.
lead that. So even that was a great experience.
Right. Yeah. I think that's one goal that everybody aspires to: lead a project, to lead something like that, right? And then I believe, uh, like uh, for a product manager, it's the necessary step that you see or perceive this surrounding with you with the product horizon. Like you see things with a very different mindset. Uh, you get the whole holistic view out of these things. Like whatever you do, whatever you explore, whatever you're using, the apps you use on daily basis or the services that you use on daily basis, things you look at a very different perspective and put all these information into your product, into solving the problems of users and bringing all them in the single table. It's great, man. It's great. And I think the New York phase, right? It's the exploration phase. It's the honeymoon phase of it. So you are in the city, you're exploring different things. Uh, like it's. I think for you would be learning and gaining experience. You are exploring the city as well as learning a lot on the job. So how are you coping up with these things? Like maintaining that proper work-life balance, maintaining the exploration part, the education on the college side, as well as that work part that you are doing at the job, the internship. So how was that managed? Like how was that working out for you?
Yeah, definitely. I don't think it was good because it's like, when you have so many things to do, you
Mm-hmm.
are not good at one thing. So that
Right.
was exactly what was happening. Even a job, I mean, my job initial first 2 months onboarding was really good. I had
Mm-hmm.
some really good understanding and a lot of clarity around what I want to work.
Right.
So that was really good. But yeah, overall for let's say the life part of the balance,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to do because I would just go out on Times Square. I would look around. I would just go into random street and I would
Uh-huh.
just start looking at things.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, as I made more friends, mainly through my internship,
Mm-hmm.
we all started hanging out together. We started like making plans to go out for
Right.
dinner. And at one point, this became a routine where this is me sitting at my desk until 5 p.m. Right
Mm-hmm.
after 5, a random person, like some intern, would come to my place. They're like, "Hey, Prashant, let's go play ping pong." The
Okay.
room next to me is basically a conference room, and that
Okay.
conference room's table is basically a ping pong table. We would
Oh,
start playing ping
great.
pong.
Yeah.
All the interns would start playing ping pong. It's super fun. And then we have this one friend who loves food, and she would start looking on Google Maps, and she'd be like, "All right, where do you want to eat today?"
Yeah.
So, like, this was a normal routine. Like, you work hard in the morning, you try to do
Mm-hmm.
everything you can, and then you play ping pong for, let's say, half an hour, 1 hour,
Mm-hmm.
and then you go out for dinner with all
Right.
these friends, go to an expensive place.
Right.
We have went to so many places. We have went to like super small, let's say super small place, or we have also went to a Michelin star restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we just explored a ton.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
think.
work-life balance, I believe because of COVID, I have become way better at it as of now.
Mm-hmm.
Because now I know what are my goals,
Mm-hmm.
both personal and my professional. And now I have set some routines around it that, okay, I need to
Okay.
put in time for podcasts. I need to put in time for gym. I need to put in time for research. I need to put in time for content, everything. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So now my timetable looks structured. I've also said that, okay, on Saturdays are the days only when I make plans with
Right.
random plans with people.
Mm-hmm.
So for spontaneous, because you need some spontaneity in life.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, like I have now built a good system around after going through that entire phase where I just had so many opportunities out there. And it's a real thing. Like so many people who go to New York, they
Mm-hmm.
feel this, what's the right word? They feel social anxiety
Mm-hmm.
because you are looking at all your friends going to these beautiful places. Every place is beautiful. Every
Right.
sunset is beautiful, right?
Right.
You are looking at everyone having a totally different experience right in the same city, and you're
Mm-hmm.
feeling socially anxious that, hey,
Right.
why aren't you there? So yeah, it's a big thing as well. So yeah, you need to really make sure that you know what your goals are and then
Mm-hmm.
put in the right amount of time as well for just hanging out, for meeting new people and exploring.
Right. Yeah, I do agree that at a point of time where you are working, there are people enjoying different stuff. They have different taste in life. Getting all that knowledge, like all the content from social media, exploring what your friends or colleagues or peers are doing right days, and coping up with that you are doing a good job. You have that goals at your mind that are set to that you are looking forward to and working towards them is a very uh, good part, and it requires a lot of struggle. It requires a lot of sacrifice, and you have to work hard. You have to move in that direction to make that happen. I think, and for that part that you're doing that crazy stuff that you have to work hard, but you have to party harder. Let's say you are playing ping pong and then going out with friends, bringing that network, building out that camaraderie. and enjoying those places that you can in that limited time that you have, right? That's the part of it.
So guys, with this we come to the end of the part 1 of this video, where we get to know a lot about his hackathon experience, his different experiences at Microsoft, how was the culture, what was the best learning he got, and how you can hustle in life where you do not have to restrict yourself to any part. You can reach out to the senior folks at your office, and how you can get the most out of the situation. You have to be adamant, and we have to be determined about the goal you have set in life, and you can achieve most of these things. So with the next part, we will be looking forward to different adventure and different experiences he had with different companies. What are the best way, what is he working on current projects, and also I will link to the podcast that I have already done on his channel in the description box below. You can check that out. So if you like this video, please share this with your friend. Drop a comment box what you want to know next with all the other folks out there. I will try to bring as much as people from different genres in this category. I know this has been the first time when someone from an international office has come to this channel to share his experiences. I will be working out to bring more of these candidates from different companies, different organizations, startups and MNCs, famous roles, and will be sharing their exposure and their experiences out there. So with this, I would like to end this video, and I hope you enjoyed this video. See you in the next video. Bye bye.